Ancient Greek philosophy pushed off from a mythological shore. The earliest thinkers abandoned stories of the gods to ask a structural question: what is the underlying physical material that makes up the universe? Thinkers like Thales and Anaximander hypothesized that everything was constructed from a base physical element, arguing for water or for earth or an indeterminate mass. This method shifted the focus of human inquiry. By prioritizing material causes, they replaced divine whim with natural observation. But an inventory of parts does not explain a machine. Identifying the physical material of the cosmos provides no explanation for its structure, its complex order, or its apparent design. Furthermore, a list of physical elements cannot explain the observer. Staring at water or earth does not reveal the mechanism of human intellect, or how a biological organism is capable of knowing a fact. Socrates later diagnosed the error of these early physicists. By confining their search to matter, they had only rowed halfway out across the intellectual sea. The pre-Socratics were trapped in physical materialism. They cataloged the tangible world while ignoring the metaphysical conditions required for truth to exist. To move forward, philosophy required three distinct conceptual shifts, pioneered by Heraclitus, Anaxagoras, and Parmenides. Defining the nature of reality meant leaving the physical shore behind. Philosophy had to venture into the abstract architecture of logic. Heraclitus anchored his philosophy in pure physical observation. Looking at the natural world, he concluded that everything is in a state of unceasing alteration. The technical philosophical term for this state is becoming. Physical things are always in process. They are never finished or static. A fire constantly swaps its flames to stay alive. A river continuously replaces its water. You cannot step into the exact same river twice because the material is already gone. Pacing quickens slightly. This observation creates a severe crisis for epistemology, the study of how we know things. This animated diagram illustrates the problem. An object trapped in a state of constant physical flux lacks a stable identity. This active flux thwarts the Socratic elenchus, the process of philosophical questioning. You cannot establish a strict definition for a target that refuses to hold still. It breaks scientific categorization. Formulating a law or a definition demands permanence from the object being defined. The physical world changes, yes, but if everything is in flux, why is the universe orderly rather than existing as pure, unmitigated chaos? Anaxagoras attempted to find a structural solution to this problem. He introduced a new conceptual layer to Greek philosophy, nous, or cosmic mind. Nous acts as an active, organizing principle. It intercepts chaotic physical matter and arranges it into a synchronized, functioning system. It imposes strict mathematical rules and proportions onto the physical cosmos, ensuring planets orbit and seasons cycle. Crucially, Anaxagoras linked cosmic mind to human intellect. Our minds share this exact same rational structure. Because the universe is inherently intelligible, humans possess the cognitive tools required to decode its operations. Nous proved that the universe obeys rational laws. It formed a bridge between human thought and physical reality. Parmenides rejected physical observation. He built his system on strict abstract logic. He laid out this system in his foundational philosophical poem, On Nature. He started with a central logical axiom: you cannot physically or conceptually think about nothing. If you are thinking about something. The necessary conclusion is that genuine thought and knowledge can only attach to what is. The technical term for what is being, the state of absolute, unconditional existence. To be perfectly knowable, being must possess certain attributes. It must be whole, complete, and indivisible. This diagram illustrates Parmenides' strict rule against change. True being is represented here as a perfect, static circle. The proof is rigorous. If a thing changes, it becomes what it was not. That introduces non-being into reality, violating the axiom. Parmenides had reached a logical necessity. True reality, and therefore true knowledge, demand a state of absolute, unchanging being. Here is the trap on the left hand. Heraclitus proved that the physical world is defined by constant change. Here is the trap on the right hand. Parmenides proved that knowledge requires unchanging being. The deadlock is severe. If physical objects never hold still, and knowledge demands a static target, human knowledge of the world is a paradox. Socrates identified the error. His predecessors failed because they tried to locate unchanging being inside physical objects. The Socratic and Platonic solution was a radical separation. They split reality into two distinct, coexisting realms. This split-screen diagram maps the solution. The bottom half represents the visible, perceptible world. This is accurately categorized as the realm of Heraclitean flux and becoming. It is tangible and it never stops shifting. The top half is the second realm, the intelligible, invisible world. Accessing this upper realm requires human nous, or intellect. It builds directly on Anaxagoras' theory of a shared rational structure. This intelligible realm is the home of stable, unchanging forms. It is the manifestation of Parmenidean being. The paradox resolves. Flux is allowed to exist in the physical world, while absolute being exists in the metaphysical world. The rowboat finally completes its journey, docking at the far shore of human understanding. By synthesizing the concepts of flux, mind, and being, Socrates and Plato transcended physics. They gave birth to metaphysics,